Hi everybody, it's me, and today I'm doing my first video of the year. I just thought I'd show Rob these little mini kits I got from Airfix to start with. They're really good little things. They just available for a little while, pre-painted and decolored, only take about an hour. And there's 4 jets, 1/44 scale, and then I didn't get the Spitfire, but they did 6 planes, including the Spitfire. There's the other 5. As you can see, they look pretty decent for little kits. Basically, they're pre-painted and pre-decalled, and you just glue them together for about an hour roughly, and just touch up on the World War II planes. Particularly, they actually had to be stuck together, but the jets are pretty much almost finished, so 3 or 4 parts only. Anyway, so they were nice. Yeah, you can't get those anymore. I think it must have been when labour was really cheap in China, so maybe it's not a good thing that labour was so cheap that they can make a plane like that. They should take ages normally. So I imagine to sell them at £6, some of them might pay 3 for. They must have been in very bad wages. Not a good thing. Right, I'm moving on. Don't know if you remember my review of this Spitfire. Oops, a bit near. This is the old Tamiya Spitfire. Yeah, really this is talk about Tamiya spare parts. As you might be aware, there's a seam along this canopy, and Chris kind of did the video showing you how to remove seams off clear parts. But I got into my head that, you know, Airfix have had problems with their expensive Typhoon 24 scale kit. They made 3 different new versions of it to try and improve it, whereas Tamiya, I found out you cannot contact them directly at all. So I'll just turn that down a bit. Yeah, Tamiya, if you want to get a spare part, if you've lost it or it's damaged or defective in any way, you have to go through their various suppliers, which they give you a list on their website. I contacted the English supplier. First they didn't understand what I was saying, and then eventually I got them to understand about the canopy, sent the picture, etc. Well, it turns out they only take responsibility for the people they supply in England, which I guess is fair enough in a way. Apparently they have to pay themselves for those replacement parts as part of their contract with Tamiya, so they're pretty making sure that you've actually bought the parts, so they want receipts, etc, etc. I mean, we'll say this, they're called Hobbyco. They're very good in respect. They answer all the emails and explain what their issues are, etc. And at the final email we decided that you can actually buy the parts off them as well. For this particular part costs £7 plus £4 packaging apparently, so that's £11 to get that part. Also, they were right, they didn't supply me this kit. I got this from Amazon for £74, which is way below the normal price, and it turns out, if you look carefully at the box, that Amazon got it from France. And I'm in contact with the French supplier. I finally got an answer from them after 4 attempts, and hopefully they're going to take on board the problem about this canopy. Oh, in the meantime, they suggested I went back to Amazon and told them about the problem, which I did, and Amazon were very good. They wanted to refund me the money because they didn't have a new one to offer me. Obviously, that'd probably still be the same problem anyway. So what they also offered me was a discount of £18 off the price if I decided to keep it, and, you know, obviously, or still have a refund if I change my mind. But I do like the kit. It's just I don't see why, you know, they should have a clear part in that state. I mean, Chris was doing a video of how to remove them, and he couldn't find, he's got quite a sizable stash, couldn't find a single canopy with a seam on. So I think it's mainly due to the large size of it and the fact that Tamiya decided that was okay to leave it like that. Anyway, so I've now got my kit price down to just over £50, £57, something like that, £55. So that's a good thing, and let's see what the French do. Right, I won't go on any more about that. It's just if you do buy a Tamiya kit, you can make sure they're supplied from the English group, which includes Hannets and E-Models, which are two of the biggest mail order as well as stores in the country, and pretty decent anyway. I mean, I do buy a lot of Hannets. I've got a Tamiya kit there at the moment from them. So I'll maybe think about that in the future if I buy a Tamiya kit. Yeah, the main issue, if anyone knows how to contact Tamiya in Japan, I'd be more than happy. It's possible with Facebook. I do have Facebook membership, I never use it, so I don't know. They do have a Facebook account, I don't know if they answer to that. I just think they should be answerable. Oh, ironically, in that period of time over Christmas, I was building up this Spitfire FX 1/48 12 that I reviewed a little while ago, and this little flap here was just missing. I think I lost it, to be honest, but anyway, emailed FX, next day got an answer within an hour or two of the first, the working day, next working day. They sent it out within an hour, and I got it just after Christmas, once the post had resumed, basically one working day, I guess. There you go. So when you buy FX, you're not going to be asked a million questions about where you bought it from, where's your receipt, etc, etc. I can understand Hobby Co's problem if they've got to pay out money each time somebody loses a part or asks for a part for a Tamiya kit. It's going to cost them. They'll lose their profits, obviously. Anyway, so at least you can get the part if you have to. It should have been a disaster otherwise. Also, we're talking of Spitfire FX, I'm really making progress now on this Mark 7. I've got all the basic structure built now. I've checked all the panel line, all the join lines mainly, and they're all in. I've managed to work out a system to do a rail, which you might be able to see there. This particular aircraft had a deeper rear canopy and a little rail, which I got off an FX Tamiya Mosquito, which fits lovely, and only to the end, so you have to fill all these little slidey bits, and it didn't have a pull down flap sealed canopy. At least it wasn't sealed like the Mark 6 where you can get out. I guess there must be some versions of the exit. Anyway, that was the Mark 6, not very popular with the crews as it was partially sealed. I can imagine they must be able to get out in emergency. I couldn't understand that, to be honest. Right, on to an unbox review. Sorry, this is going to be one of them weird reviews, videos I make where everything's all higgledy-piggledy. Over Christmas I just couldn't resist this. Just before Christmas, Hannets send out monthly or regular newsletters, and on that is included offers. I really like the Sunderland, and I don't know if any of you know this kit. It's the Mark 1 by Tamiya. £18.40 I think I got it for. From Hannets. I just picked it up a couple of days ago, and I've had a look inside. Yeah, it's got some. I'll quickly open it, but I'm not going to take them out of the bag because I've been losing parts lately, which, as you gathered from the Spitfire, I lost a bit from the Lancaster, which luckily I found. That's because I took it out of its packaging, and it was in my room. Luckily I saw it there in the end. I don't fancy sending off to FX twice in 1 week. Oh yeah, I'll just quickly show you the Lancaster layout. This is the Tamiya one. It's got some photo etch parts, quite a detailed cockpit, as I say, it's over £40 normally. I got it for 18, so that's less than the old Airfix from 1970s. I had it in 1973 for my birthday, I remember, when I was a young teenager. Yeah, the inside is pretty detailed. Nice gun turrets, and it's the Mark 1, so it hasn't got the dorsal turret. It's got these little gun platforms sort of thing. Detailed bomb carriages with some photo etched. Now the only thing I'm quite amazed about after building the Lancaster, which I'll quickly show you in a minute, is these tiny little tabs to hold these big heavy wings. I don't know what they're thinking about there. I'll show you the Lancaster, which gives you a good contrast, which is a smaller aeroplane, and that's got massive support for the wings and tailplane. I'm not quite sure what Tamiya are thinking here. I've got a lovely lot of choices for colour schemes with different squadrons, 6 different lots of markings and colour schemes, and they've tried to show you how to fit those. That'll be fun if anyone's got any advice. Don't think about stretched plastic to make. Looks like I'm finally going to have a try doing these bracing wires. I need to get some idea about how to do that. Maybe watch a few First World War video makers. Let's have a look at the guy in Hannants, might be able to help me there. He seems to be a specialist in World War One. Right, I'm going to try and keep this model video under 20 minutes, so hence I'm going to rush. Just a quick look at some of the panel detail. It looks a lot worse on camera than it is in real life. I'd seen it on an article and it looked like the panel lines were about massively deep. They are quite deep, but I think the camera will probably exaggerate it again. Nice thick layer of paint, maybe rub it off and then another layer, and then try not to emphasize it. I think it'll look acceptable actually. I'm not going to open it. Maybe I'll do a review when I get around to building it, which could be sometime. I've done some research, and I don't know, I'm still building my Lancaster obviously. I'll try and do one 4-engine plane at a time. Not even have too many in a stash, because as you all know, I've seen people say they wouldn't build 4-engine planes, just the amount of work involved. Yeah, nice lot of parts. Just to understand that, you can see it's a huge fuselage. The Mark 1, they also do a Mark 3 and I think another version on top of that. Where's the photo etch bits? They're in here, I think. There's a little photo etch. And the decals. This nice box actually, I meant to say. Really sturdy, and that'll be useful for storing things in the future. Get rid of some of my older ones. I like to use 1 or 2 model boxes to keep old sprues in and things. Chuck all the old ones out. Yep, so there you can see you've got all the different squadron markings. They've mainly not too many, and a little booklet which does some details of the Sunderland. There's only a Mark 5 in the RF Museum. No, I think there's 1 or 2 others somewhere else, but not the Mark 1. And there you go. I won't go into massive detail on that. And just to quickly show progress on the Lancaster. Yeah, I've got all the main structures built now. It goes together pretty well. I wasn't very happy about the seam. The top seam all along was, and I gathered from Airfix article on the same kit that it's not just me being careless fixing it up. And there is quite a nasty little seam along here that's slightly out of line, tiny bit, and filled it once or twice now to get it to all blend in as a one piece, and along the back of the tail here as well. I'm not even sure I've fixed it yet. Other than that, it's a beautifully engineered kit. I don't know if you can see down there in this light. I've got the light on already. Good. This tail spar, solid all the way through. It's really added to the rigidity of the rear of the fuselage, and the wing spars I've just finished filling all that in now, but basically the wing spars come out here, and then you have this side spars that if you leave the undercarriage down and leave the flap covers down, undercarriage covers down, you can see all the detail when you look at the undercarriage, and I think it should lead to quite a sturdy undercarriage. I decided I wanted to have the whole thing up. This quite tricky, getting this bulge Bombay and fairing all to line up precisely, and yet leave a slight panel line there where obviously the Bombay is not a solid join. I wanted it pretty flush. I'm pretty happy with that. That's quite challenging. Yeah, there's a slight warpage in the mould. I believe it's caused by taking them out while they're still a bit warm. It'd be lovely if Airfix would get their kits back to England, and quality control would be even better. I mean, the engineering is superb. Design of the kit, it's probably the best Lancaster on the market now of any scale. The old Tamiya one was pretty decent, 48 scale if you want that large, but Hasegawa and all that. Hasegawa cost a lot and it wasn't that great, or isn't that great. I think you can still get hold of it one way or another. Yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. Thunderbolt. So I put it away again. I'm having a lot of trouble. I lost the undercarriage leg, and I'm just trying to make the other one. I'm scratch building one, trying to make it look like the other one that I did lose. And the last few bits I've actually got the decals on. I maybe should have cut these little rocket rails off at the beginning, because I had to get them under the decal on with the rails in situ, and yeah, it's very tricky. Obviously ripped, and their originals just disintegrated, and I bought some replacement decals, just American size. I should be able to reveal that in the next week or so.